Hi guys, so I am back for another edition of beautiful book covers, this being the third installment of the hardback books because you all seem to love these videos and I love filming them. I constantly keep getting requests for more, so here I am. Although I think I'm going to be running out of hardback books soon, so it might be a while before the next one. Anyway, let's get on with the video and I hope you enjoy. The first book I'm going to show you is a book designed and illustrated by an artist who has featured in both of my previous hardback videos, and that is the illustrated edition of Cinderella and the Little Glass Slipper by Charles Perrault, illustrated by Camille Rose Garcia. This is what the outside of this looks like. It is stunning. I love her colour palette. This one really resembles her edition of Alice in Wonderland with the sort of lilacs and the pastel tones. And we have Cinderella here, and the cover goes round to see her being chased by the prince. Very beautiful yet creepy, and I will show you underneath the dust jacket because it too is gorgeous. And again, some of her stunning typography. And what makes this book even better is the fact that it is illustrated, and heavily so. So here are some of the illustrations. She also employs gorgeous typography on top of the illustrations, which is just beautiful. That is book number 1. The next book I have is The Palace of Curiosities by Rosie Garland. Now actually Jen from Jen Campbell featured the paperback edition of this in one of her videos about beautiful books, and it was equally gorgeous, but I picked this up a couple of years ago purely on cover and definitely don't regret it. It's got gorgeous gold embossing. It's got little bits of red which kind of match with the fact that the dust jacket, with the end papers which are red. And this is the back, again just gorgeous gold embossing, beautiful spine, and this is designed by Leo Nichols. I think it does a really good job of drawing you in. Next is a newbie to my collection, and it is this edition of Reynard the Fox, which is translated by James Simpson, as the original is in Latin, and has a foreword by Stephen Greenblatt. This is a medieval Latin poem, I think, originally, and it tells the adventures of this sort of cunning, sly fox called Reynardius, I think, in the Latin. It just says the cover illustration is designed by Gray318, which I'm presuming must be a company or a pseudonym for an artist, but really gorgeous. Love the drawing of the fox, and it's got little animals dotted around, and again on the back, just beautiful. And it even has quite a nice hardback underneath. Next is a hefter, and it is Margaret Atwood's The Blind Assassin. This, I just love. It really has that sort of 1950s, 1940s-esque feel about it, just a gorgeous drawing. Just something about the shape and size of the book as well. I like it. I mean, it's huge. It's maybe not the most appealing thing to read, but it looks beautiful. It's just a lovely, lovely book. And it kind of just gives you that idea of a kind of old-fashioned murder mystery film that would be in black and white. That's the kind of vibe I get from it. And the illustration is by William Webb. Next is a book I've featured in a couple of videos recently, and it is this mysterious edition of Robert Graves's The Golden Fleece from the Folio Society, and that's its little box, and it draws out and it looks like this. A sort of dust jacketless hardback, which I think I've mentioned before I really, really like actually in a hardback. We have the Argo here, the golden, well, ram pre-fleeced up here, really beautiful. I love gold embossing, it's always nice, anything metallic. The best thing you can ask for in a book, an illustrated map of ancient Greece and the journey the Argonauts take. And as if this book couldn't be any more beautiful, it also has gorgeous full page coloured illustrations. Here's another little sample of those, really beautiful. They look as though they've sort of been like sort of coloured over, say, like a gold paper and then like etched onto, if that makes sense. The illustrations are by Graham Baker. And the next 2 books I want to mention are in the Canongate Myth series, all of which are beautifully illustrated, especially the little hardbacks, which just have a lovely kind of size as well and all match up like that, which I love. This is actually a short history of myth, which actually is equally beautiful but very simple, with kind of embossed animals on the sleeve, if you can see that. Gorgeous, and that's by Karen Armstrong. But the two I wanted to mention were these very heavily illustrated copies of Margaret Atwood's Penelopiad, which is illustrated by Nina Chakrabarti. I might have pronounced that wrong, sorry. But just gorgeous. It has the sort of hanging maids at the back there. Really beautiful adaptation of the story in illustrated form. If you haven't heard me mention this book before on my channel, then I'll just let you know this is actually a retelling of the Odyssey from Odysseus's wife Penelope's perspective, and one of my all-time favourite books, so it's wonderful that it has an equally gorgeous cover. But the next one I have from that series is Alexander McCall Smith's Dream Angus, which is illustrated by Jeff Fisher, and just gorgeous, just a different design but looks really nice alongside the other ones. So they must have used a different illustrator for every story, I'm presuming, just like they used a different author for every story. And in this instance, this is actually a retelling of a Celtic myth. In fact, we've actually got a little subheading here that says the Celtic God of Dreams. I really like this one. They've actually got different finishes. So the Penelopiad is like true matte, like a newspaper, whereas this has got like a sheen glossy finish, which is just interesting that they're all so different. But anyway, those are all the books I had to talk about today. I hope you enjoyed this edition of beautiful covers. As always, let me know about your favourite hardback covers, and if any of you've done any videos along this vein, then please let me know in the comments, because I love to look at pretty books, so I'd love to go and see your video. Until next time, happy reading. Bye guys.